With a pyramid, what you have is 4 identical triangles. And again, when you do a pyramid, you have to do the slant height. You're not doing the actual pyramid height, you're doing the slant height, so it's important that, because that's going to determine the height of your triangle. So you have 4 of those triangles, which is 1/2 base times height, right? So here's your 1/2 base times height times the 4 triangles, and then they have the area of the base, which would be s squared. So putting that all together, you have, for a pyramid, regular square pyramid, it is s, where s is the side length squared, plus 2sl, where l is the slant height, not the actual height. So put all those things together and you have the following formulas in one nice package. You have that the rectangular solid would be twice length plus twice length times width plus twice length times height plus twice width times height. For a cube, it's 6 of the sides squared. For a sphere, it's 4 pi r squared. For a right circle cylinder, it's 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. For a right circular cone, it's pi r squared plus pi r l. Again, L here is slant height, R is radius. You must use the radius. And for a regular square pyramid, it's S, the surface area, equals S squared plus 2SL. Again, S here is the side length, L is the slant height. Okay? So these are all formulas. Again, I would expect you to have written on your note card. As long as you're allowed a note card, I would not expect you to memorize these, but these are the ones that you do need to know on the test. So let's look at this. It says the diameter, number 7, the diameter of a base of a cone is 5 meters and the slant height is 4 meters. Find the surface area of the cone. So it tells me what the base is. It tells me what the slant height, which is again denoted by L, is. It wants the surface area of a cone. So I know I'm trying to find the surface area of a cone. The formula for the surface area of a cone is pi r squared plus pi r l. I did make a little bit of an error. If you look earlier, I said that's the base because I just read shortly. It said base right there, but really that's the diameter of the base. So 5 is our diameter. I should have put a D there, not a B. Okay, so I have some of my variables. I have my formula. Again, let's think about the units. This is metered, and because it's surface area, again, it is an area, that's going to be our units squared. So in my formula, I need R and I need L. I do know what L is, but I don't know what R is because it gives me the diameter. So what do I need to do? Well, I know if my diameter is equal to 5, that tells me that my radius is 5 over 2, which in this case would be 2.5, or you could leave it as a fraction. It doesn't really matter. I'll put it as a decimal, 2.5 meters. That's going to go in for my R value right there. Okay? So I've identified my variables, I've written my formula, I've labeled my answer, it's surface area. Area means squared, so I wrote my unit squared. Let's go ahead and plug in the numbers now. So I plug this in, I'd have pi times r. R again is 2.5 squared plus pi times r, which is 2.5, times the slant height L, which is 4. Go ahead and throw that into your calculator and notice what it wants us to do. It doesn't want the exact answer, it wants the nearest hundredth, so 2 decimal places. So round your answer to 2 decimal places. I'm getting approximately 51.05, and again that's our units squared, so I have meters squared in this case. Let's move on to example 8. Example 8 says the diameter of the base of a cylinder is 6 feet and the height is 8 feet. So again, 6 feet is the diameter and the height is h in this case. Okay, it says find the surface area of the cylinder, round to the nearest hundredth. So we need surface area, cylinder. The surface area of a cylinder is, look at the formula. I'm seeing 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. We need to think about our units. Our units are measured in feet, so our answer will be in terms of feet, but it is surface area. Area means it has to be squared. So we've labeled our units, we've labeled our variables, so to say, and our formula, but let's check. The formula requires r, and what we have is d, so we need to do some side math again. If we know d equals 6, that tells me that r equals half of that, which would be 3. So my radius, the number that I'm plugging in for the radius, would be 3, not 6. Be very, very careful with that. So let's go ahead and plug in our numbers. Now that we have all our variables, we have our formula, we've labeled our answer, let's plug in our numbers. This is 2 pi times the radius, which was 3 squared, plus 2 pi times the radius, which was 3, times the height, which was 8. Okay? So put that all into your calculator and let's see what you get. When I put it into my calculator, I ended up with 66 pi, and now I need to approximate that because it says it wants it to the nearest hundredth. So again, I'm using 2 decimal places here. Hit the double arrow button and I'm getting 207.35, and that's our units, which is feet squared. So 207.35 square feet. I do want to notice on the posted solutions, I did notice an error here. I used the wrong formula. I said the formula was 2 pi r squared h, and that is not true. It is 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. So I do have the wrong answer in the posted solutions, but I do have the correct answer in this video. I hope that doesn't confuse you.